So today I wanted to take a look at SharePoint Online and how to configure your PowerShell prompt. Here we have a few different options. We have Microsoft's SharePoint Online Management Shell. We have a Codeplex SharePoint PowerShell. We have another Codeplex for SharePoint Online Automation. So we've got a mix of both vendor and community. I like to run both, and I wanted to walk through how I set up my PowerShell prompt. First things first, we'll go ahead and install the Microsoft SharePoint Online Management Shell. And these are the official Microsoft commands. So if we pop open a new window, get command, module online. Here we have Microsoft Online SharePoint PowerShell. The most important one here is going to be connect SPO service. That's how you get started and open a connection to your tenant. It does require a global administrator. So those are the Microsoft commandlets. If we take a look, there's also some Codeplex options. We have SharePoint PowerShell.Codeplex. We have SharePoint Online Automation, the SPO commandlets module. So we'll go ahead and run the installer here. Very similar to the Microsoft one. And now if we open a new console and we look for module SPO commandlets, we have a similar syntax, but these aren't from Microsoft. These are from the community, SPO commandlets. And they're very granular. You have things like get SPO web, get SPO subwebs, get SPO lists. Very fine-tuned commands, a longer menu than what Microsoft provides. And so that's a wonderful thing to add to our basic Microsoft Online.SharePoint module. Now we also have a community project, SharePoint PowerShell, which is also known as SPPS. This one's a little bit different. When you download it, it's more of a zip file with a number of PowerShell scripts. So what I'm going to do for this one, instead of running an installer, is we're going to actually go create a new folder and put those somewhere we can persist, somewhere kind of shared. Alright, so we'll do Cmdlets SPPS. That's a path I like to keep. And then if we go over here to PowerShell, what we can do is import those. Import module Cmdlets SPPS .psm1. That's a PowerShell module. And here we have some warnings about blocking files. So what we're going to do first is change directories over to SPPS. And here you can see all the different scripts. And what we'll do is a get child item. We'll get the full path name for all of these files. Great. And we're going to run a command called unblock-file. Great. Now with that complete, we can run the import again. Open a new window. There we go. So now that we've imported it, we can run their most important command here is test SPPS, and this kind of runs a diagnostic to see what the local machine has. It's going to prompt that I need to go download the Foundation 2010 CSOM client-side object model, which I actually have sitting over here. So we'll go ahead and install that. Great. And we also need to get the SharePoint 2013 client runtime. Okay, so now that we have both of those, when we run tests, we get 3 successes. The SharePoint Online, which is the first one we did for Microsoft, but then also the 2010 and 2013 client-side object models. Now this command is going to have an initialize to it, and this is how you open a connection, essentially using CSOM. And this you can point at a site collection or a web. You could be a power user. You don't have to be a tenant admin like we were over here for a SharePoint Online Global Administrator on Connect SPO service. This is more of connecting to the tenant URL for really your global admins. But with SPPS, this is more of a power user, even a contributor could connect to a site, provide some sort of authentication, and start doing things like adding fields and uploading files and interacting with the site. On SPPS, one thing that you'll notice is there's an example file, and this is a really good thing to go look at. It has an example of how to connect. It's talking about adding solutions, creating sites, enabling features, upload files. We've got a lot of different things in here, master pages, adding items from a CSV. Simple command, but populating a list from some sort of local CSV, really common use case. You can even add a web part to a page. They've got a lot of really great functions in here. So now that we've done all of these, the last thing I wanted to look at was how to configure this to be a little more automated. So when we talk about PowerShell, you have a profile, and one of the things you can do in your profile is to put a few commands that run whenever you open a new PowerShell window. So here we can do things like import, the SPPSM. We could certainly do import module and go get the module names over here, like SharePoint Online PowerShell. We could do import module for the other one, which was our SPO commands. Let's go find those. Here we have get command, module, SPO. Yeah, SPO Cmdlets. So by putting a couple of these in our profile, whenever we open a new window, it's going to load all those commands in the background and make sure we have them ready for use. So we've got the profile saved. We can go open a new PowerShell window, and we can do a get command, module, online. Yes, we've got all the Microsoft ones. SPO Cmdlets. Yes, we have the community ones. And SPPS. Yes, we have those as well. So we've got 3 different groupings, over 100 commands, all sorts of ways to connect to your tenant, connect to a site collection, connect to a web. There's a lot of great options here for remote management. So that's how I set up my PowerShell, and thanks for watching.